I'm Susan May Warren with My Book Therapy, where we help you get published and stay published. And I'm here with pitching tip number 4, and that is pitch your external plot, not your internal plot. What is your story about? Too often when we ask authors this question, they answer with what we call the internal plot, or the character change journey of their character. They'll launch into a long story about how their character changes and how they learn to forgive and love again. Well, of course they do. That's what your story is about. But that is not the external pitch of your story. And it's not what's going to get your story sold. Imagine this revelation going on a movie poster. One man's journey to forgive. Or better yet, can Johnny learn to forgive? Well, of course he can. That's what he's going to do in the story. But that is not what's going to rivet your reader or your editor or agent to your story idea. We want to know what's at stake if Johnny doesn't forgive. Let's go back to the movie we've been discussing for the past few lessons, Die Hard. Can one man learn to love his wife again? Or rather, one man's journey to reconcile with his wife? No, that's not what this story is about. It's about a man who has an estranged wife who has to free her from hostages who have taken over a building. Now that's the story. Can one man stand up and free a group of hostages from terrorists? There's your external story plot. How do you find your external story plot? Well, we're going to go back to last pitching tip and talk about what's at stake in your story. You as the author need to know what the dramatic element is of your story. What's at stake if he doesn't forgive? In a recent story that I wrote, my hero has a best friend. Now his best friend accidentally killed his wife in an accident. And so of course we know that the story is going to be about forgiveness. But what's really at stake is that there's a forest fire that's going to come and consume the town, and these two people have to work together in order to save the town from destruction. Now you have the makings of the external pitch for your story. One man has to learn to forgive his friend in order to save the town from destruction. Or better yet, two arch enemies have to learn to work together in order to save their town. Now that's an interesting story pitch that you could use to grab the attention of an editor or agent. And then you go into the rest of the story pitch and you tell them all about why and how that's going to happen. How do you find the external pitch? Again, you start with the story stakes, and you find out what could happen or what could go wrong if they don't complete their external goals. Now, you might make a statement. Two men love the same woman. One man marries her, one man accidentally kills her. Now they need to learn to work together and possibly even forgive each other if they want to save their town. Or you could ask a question. Could you forgive the man who killed your wife? Interesting. And you could pose that story pitch to raise attention and to create curiosity. Or maybe you just ask a what-if question. What if the one man who killed your wife was also the only man that could save the town and the home that you love? We know just by the story setup that there will be forgiveness involved in the journey of my character. But we don't have to pitch that. We don't even have to talk about that, because that's not what's important in raising the attention of your reader or your editor or your agent. Again, what you're trying to do is you're trying to raise interest with the external journey so that you can draw them in and then tell them the story, the internal journey, the real guts of your story. So, tip number 4 is pitch the external, not the internal plot of your story. If this has been helpful to you, we want to invite you to our Pitch and Promotion Seminar held right before the ACFW conference this year in Indianapolis. You can find details below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time when we talk about pitching tip number 5.